You're looking at this right here. We were talking about how Helium-3 sounds like science fiction, but there's very real utility here. Let's talk to the CEO and founder of Interlune, Rob Meyerson. He's got a startup that's devoted to developing natural resource harvesting in outer space. Thanks for being here with us on Fox Weather. This is exciting technology, especially with what we've seen from Artemis 2 this week. Before we get into it, what are your thoughts on what we've seen from the mission the past week?
Oh, it's been fantastic, Ian. Thanks for having me. And my co-founder Harrison Schmidt gave the crew the advice to enjoy the ride, and I think they have. They've helped us enjoy it alongside them with all the photos and the amazing observations that they've made.
It's an amazing co-founder to have with you. The Helium-3, it sounds incredible for a lot of reasons, but it's on the moon's surface, and it's at the South Pole where humanity has never been. That obviously represents a pretty big challenge. So how far out do you feel that we are from being able to harvest anything from anywhere on the moon?
Well, yeah, so the need for Helium-3 is now. It costs $20 million a kilogram. It's used for quantum computing, and in the future, we see it being used for fusion energy and many other uses. There's a lot of it on the moon. It's distributed throughout the surface of the moon, just not at the South Pole. But we can't wait. We have to start now. And so that is why Interlune was founded a few years ago to really build a space economy one step at a time, starting with Helium-3 and focused on the quantum computing market. And so that's what we're working on now, and building core technologies like excavation, material size sorting, extraction of the solar wind gases, and then cryogenic separation of the Helium-3. And we've been working at this, and we're going to be ready when Artemis puts the infrastructure on the moon, like the lunar landers and the lunar rovers that NASA is so diligently building with its industrial partners right now.
We're seeing some of the video. What would a mining operation there on the moon look like?
Well, it would be robotic. We envision a fleet of 5 robotic harvesters, each of them the size of an electric vehicle, electric car, and they would perform all those functions: excavating, sorting, extracting, and separating. And then we would bring the material back to Earth for sale to different industries that depend on it right now. There's no need for astronauts in this business, but of course there's many other, we would work alongside, a human outpost, a lunar base that NASA built, and a lot of the technology that we're developing can be used to build that lunar base. So we feel like we're in the right position at the right time.
That's exactly what I wanted to ask you about. It feels like this is a little bit of a win-win scenario in the sense that some of what NASA needs to develop, that long-term human presence, is actually right there on the lunar surface to develop that sustained infrastructure. To what extent does NASA plan to get into the mix with some of this mining? It feels like kind of like a gold rush of sorts.
Well, I think that NASA is enabling it with all the investment that they're making with lunar landers and lunar rovers. 7 to 10 years ago, there were 0 companies in the United States building lunar landers, and today we have at least 6 or more that are actively building. And as you're showing now, the same thing with lunar rovers. There was 0 lunar rover companies 10 years ago. Today, there's many, and lots of different configurations. And what the NASA administrator wants is a diversity of companies with the diversity of approaches and business plans. Interlunes, which is harvesting the moon, is one of them. Science, of course, will be another incredibly important one. And of course, we're going to explore and inspire in everything that we, humanity does, both Interlune and NASA and all the partners. And we're really just excited to be a part of it.
It makes perfect sense. I mean, when you consider with private companies entering low Earth orbit, all of a sudden the space industry is as healthy as it's been in years and years. You've had an amazing career in aerospace engineering, from NASA to the private sector. As we zoom out here, could you ever imagine early in your career working on a project like this, having a company that this was the goal?
Well, honestly, Ian, at the beginning of my career, I thought I'd missed the golden age. Apollo had been completed, and I thought, well, okay, what's next? But clearly, I was able to not only enjoy this golden age we're living in now, but help to build it, and really, really proud of that. The new companies that are out there that are commercially working alongside NASA, including Interlune. It's an amazing group of people, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, this feels like a big time needle mover for sure. Very exciting moving forward. We hope to keep in touch with you through the process. That's the co-founder and CEO of Interlune, Rob Meyerson. Thank you.